It starts because an unsophisticated Dennis Rodman is asked about Larry Bird, and let's be real, it's probably the first time in Dennis Rodman's life that a white guy tuned him up on the basketball court.
Dennis Rodman just went to Larry Bird University.
Take it to the hoop, you can bet. He's going to try to draw a foul.
It's blocked. And Seasting hit it off of a Detroit.
You've heard me speak of this dark moment from my youth. Being a Pistons fan, we thought that the Pistons had just done the impossible. In a tied series, they went into Boston and won Game 5 of the 1987 Eastern Conference Finals. But the dark moment played out in a way that changed history and the NBA forever. There was a kind of double whammy after this game because not only did it hurt to see my favorite team lose a game that had them so close to going to Los Angeles to play the Lakers, and the fact that some of us thought that Larry Bird was getting favorable treatment because of the player that he was. But then you take a look at that box score. Yeah. In a must-win game, Larry Bird didn't just have a great game, he had a historic game. 12 for 25 from the floor, 12 for 12 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 36 points, and he played 47 minutes. Greatness.
32. Dennis Johnson, a lead for Bird.
They want him to keep scoring too.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again.
After that tough 7-game series, Rodman had comments.
Yes.
About Larry Legend. Then they come to you.
Yeah.
And you had comments.
Very, very good basketball player. I think he's an exceptional talent. But I'd have to agree with Rodman. If he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
The other side of that double whammy was the year before the Pistons had the chance to repeat and possibly three-peat. Isaiah Thomas said what he said about this guy.
Coming out right. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. They're not going to count it.
Larry, you had my career right in the palm of your hands. Had you handled that press conference differently, you could have just psh.
It's very plausible that Isaiah Thomas saying if Larry Bird were black, he'd be just another good guy, cost him a spot on the Dream Team. But it galvanized his team, and they came back and won 2 titles after that. But if you asked Isaiah Thomas today, he'd probably pinch himself and say he regrets this, not because of what he said, but because of the kind of negative attention it brought to a league that was booming in not just attention, but new marketing opportunity. And credit to Larry Bird, because Larry Bird did Isaiah Thomas a solid.
But this is what this man said.
If the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us. But I just feel sorry for Isaiah because, just walking in this room and seeing everybody, it must have touched a lot of people. But if Isaiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
Catlin Clark, because she's the breakout star of the WNBA right now with the highest salary in league history. In a new article in the LA Times about her success, Jemele Hill compares Clark to Steph Curry for being relatable to fans, but claims the fact that she's a straight white woman plays a big role in the hype around her.
Jemele Hill, yes, that Jemele Hill, decided to open her mouth and put her foot in it. I mean every word of what I just said. Jemele Hill decided to open her mouth, or how did a friend of mine put it long time ago? Opens her mouth, inserts a foot.
Hill praised Curry for having the same relatability that Steph Curry has, but argued that her being white and straight has helped raise her profile. Quote, "We would all be very naive if we didn't say race and her sexuality played a role in her popularity. This has had such an enormous impact on the game. There is a part of this that's a little problematic because of what it says about the worth and marketability of the players who are already there." Hill went on to say Clark's success should be widely celebrated, but added that previous star players who were black did not receive the same promotion and attention.
The bad part that I have with this is that the WNBA and the constituents in charge are doing nothing about it.
I remember loving the game, and the game not necessarily loving women back. Right?
At all.
At all. And the WNBA started in 1996. First games played in 1997. It's 2024, and we're just really now talking about it. And so if Catlin Clark is the vehicle that will bring this sport that I have loved so much and so long to little 5-year-old girls playing in Harlem, I say yes, bravo.
Even though they do have their golden goose, and I want to thank you for sending me this question.
How do you f that up? How do you f that up?
Because that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're f***ing it up.
I told you.
And you called this the night she got drafted. You shot me a message, and I'll never forget what you said, BGS. You said, watch the WNBA and their fans, and yes, I put that in quotes, f it up.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so the part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
This is part of my point. So now, you know, Catlin Clark is bringing this money, these sponsorships, we hope, into the league, and other players will benefit from it. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive. And unfortunately, there still is that stigma of against the LGBTQ plus community. 70% of the WNBA is black. A third of the players are in the LGBTQ plus community. And we have to do something about that stigma in this country. I think that people have a problem with
just want to watch basketball
playing women that are lesbians. Who cares? They are great athletes.
Well, you can't tell a lesbian unless she tells you she's a lesbian.
What's bewildering about watching this play itself out is that women's basketball has what it's always wanted. It has a star that people are talking about. It has a buzz at the beginning of the season. It has guys watching WNBA games in the middle of the NBA playoffs. And yet there's still a problem. And it's not a problem that guys are bringing to the table. Women's basketball has exactly what it wants, and it is women that have a problem with it.
I know Catlin's game is not all the way there. New level, new challenges. I get that. That's what every rookie class.
Yeah.
But they just want to tear down Catlin Clark. And
look, let's put it this way, basically, and this is something I was looking at. They actually mentioned it during the broadcast. Catlin Clark is getting playoff defenses, okay?
Yes.
She's not getting regular early season defense. They're actually, these are playoff defenses. And they're allowing the hand checks and the rough play, and the bows. It's going to make her a better player overall.
It is.
By doing it. But the thing is, you don't see any other player going through the same thing.
And you won't either.
Yeah. I mean,
because she's so heralded.
And the thing is, you know, you get the first game, you get a sold out stadium, right? You get national TV attention, okay?
Yep. In Connecticut of all places.
In Connecticut.
That the criticism is often very one-sided. Catlin Clark talks her shit. Catlin Clark is demonstrative. Catlin Clark, you know, and in this way, I do compare, in many ways I compare to Steph, but also in this way as well.
I know so many people with the fever and the WNBA in general, and they're telling me this. They're telling me the same thing.
There's a big difference in when you're a bad team playing in front of like 3,000 people, right? Versus a sold out stadium on national TV with 3 million people watching and 17,000 people screaming in the fans. That's a big difference. You can't tell me that they're not feeling that kind of pressure.
Most of the greats that came from college, they translated, and it didn't take them long.
They wasn't taking 23s a game.
Yeah, Steph wasn't either. But then when he did, it's like, hello, I'm here. He's different. She's different.
What I'm saying is,
Who plays the style that how
What
Caitlin
is the
plays?
style? Just threes?
They're going to feel the pressure because almost every team in the WNBA is in the process of changing their arenas for Catlin Clark.
Yes, because they're selling out. It's called money.
When the college guys come out, they're waiting for them. I mean, Camilla's coming, Caitlin's coming. There's more than just that are coming. What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
You know, there's levels to this thing.
The one in New York, I think some of the tickets seats were going for like $6,000 a seat.
And that's
in the WNBA.
And that's at the Barclays Center.
Yes.
Imagine if this was played at MSG.
Yes.
Imagine if this was played at MSG.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Catlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world. Oh, you are. Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes.
Matter of fact, the Sparks have already confirmed that their game, which was scheduled for another place, is going to be played at Staples.
At Staples, yes. Which one?
It's going to be played at Staples.
Yes.
Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Catlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
I got people in Chicago, my hometown, contacting me saying it wouldn't be surprising that if they move their game and the Fever will see the Sky twice, first time June 1st, if they move that from Wintrust Arena, which seats 12,000, and you already know the big house, the United Center.
Yes, regardless of what color she is, okay? I don't care that she's white, okay? God bless her that she's white, okay?
Yes.
God bless her.
Yes.
Okay? She sold out every game that she's been in. Unheard of in the WNBA.
Before she even put foot to floor.
For guys who have been fans of the NBA for several decades, I can remember being a kid and going to the Omni, and it was not hard at all to get tickets to the league that it is now. We can look at the NBA and people that are not happy with Catlin Clark, and we're just thinking, what are you doing? She's going to grow your league. Even if you don't like her, hide it. It's just amazing. But I say that to say that they bring this conversation full circle back to where it started in this video.
In fact, the big hair, you know the two big players at the time in the 70s, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. They came in at the same time in 1979.
Basically, Jerry Buss changed the whole decor, the whole feel of the team for Magic Johnson. He did.
And Bill Fitch did the same with Larry Bird.
With Larry Bird, yes.
Red Auerbach and Bill Fitch recognized who they had in Larry Bird out of Indiana State. You know, Jerry Buss went to work when he drafted Magic Johnson out of Michigan State.
Oh, they were selling out summer league games.
Yes.
Okay. Summer league games. Okay.
And remember, folks, this was 1979. No one had hardly heard, unless you lived in the cities where they play. You didn't hear summer league games because it wasn't televised, but it was sold out.
It was sold out, yes.
What's really ironic to me about the storm brewing around Catlin Clark and the criticism of her is that the WNBA's ship has come in. She is their shooting star, and she's going to be the tide that lifts all the boats and gets everyone riding in chartered planes. And that's on getting a win in a packed arena, not just because one player on our charter flight. Why? It doesn't make sense. But again, it speaks to the fact that many of the things that we've been hearing about how things should be and what young ladies say they want. Well, when the time comes, and now that the WNBA doesn't need NBA's money anymore, why aren't the young ladies happy? It seems to be that green that comes with envy seems to be permeating a lot of the young ladies that are calling for equality in sports. I can't speak to why, but everyone can see that it's there. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.